Is your mic even on?
Yeah, I think.
Hello. Wow.
Sorry, yeah, it's been better already so far because I see Spider-Man. Where?
Oh no.
Oh. My phone wouldn't even load like a photo from like a week before. My iCloud was so bad. Now I can download stuff from a long time ago again, so.
He's sick.
Yeah, we're not getting
Okay.
ready. I'm sorry. It's fine.
No, that's fine. You're about to give birth.
Yeah.
Wait, is this on? Can we just hit record already?
Guys, hurry up, I have to nurse the baby.
Like I said, this sounds pretty
here we
good.
go. I'm not gonna say that.
Okay, ready?
Well,
1, 2, 3.
This is Kayla.
Kelsey,
Brooke.
and Hope, and you're listening to the 4S podcast.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. Episode 5. Can you guys believe that this is episode 5?
No, that actually
I
went
feel
very
like
fast.
that's not a lot.
I do. I think that's very, very accomplished.
Yeah, it's a lot
Okay.
of work. For those of you that just show up and be the talent here in this production, yeah, I guess 5 episodes doesn't seem like a lot.
We're done.
But anyways, welcome back. If you have not listened to all of our episodes, we are 4 sisters who have a podcast here and just like to talk and include you in our conversations and hopefully promote just honest and authentic conversation, because we truly believe that as women, just in this culture and in this world, we're really not all that different and we all have a lot of the same struggles. And so let's be honest and let's just bring those to the forefront and talk through life together. So with that being said, how was your guys' weeks? What's going on in our lives this week?
This week was good. It was busy. It was 2 dance competitions in a row. We're about to have a baby. Everything is ready. And yes.
I don't know how you do it, man.
Truly, we spent, our whole family joined them at dance competition one of these past weekends, and Kelsey's about to pop, and I don't know how she was doing it, so I was yelling at everyone to get a wheelchair for her because she needed to not be on her feet, and they did. They got a wheelchair.
I got the wheelchair, and it was great.
Yeah, and she's being wheeled through downtown Disney to restaurants to get ice cream in a large wheelchair.
It was worth it. It was.
The kids liked the ride. They got to sit on your lap.
Yeah, they were all cozy. That's one thing about Kelsey is she is not going to let a good time stop. Or
She's not embarrassed. Like, I would have never accepted a wheelchair. I barely accept a wheelchair, like, in the hospital. Like, when they take you to your car, I'm, like, mortified.
Well,
and I would never. And she's just in downtown Disney, like, in a like, large wheelchair.
Okay, this is my motivation in a nutshell. I have C-sections. It is planned for a certain day. If I go into labor not on that day, I won't have my OB. If I don't have my OB, that equals I'm not going to get the surgery that I'm looking forward to. I'll do anything to make sure that happens.
Yeah, well, still, I would never. Nothing would make me get in a wheelchair. Yeah. Anyway, I am now a baseball mom, and I feel so busy because I have one kid doing gymnastics 1 day a week, and that was no big deal. But now my second kid is doing t-ball with Little League in our city, and for some reason they have practice 1 day and 2 games a week, which I feel like is a lot for 4-year-olds. And I was texting a friend and they said when they go up 1 division they're gonna have 3 games and a practice, and I'm like, this is a lot. So I all of a sudden feel super busy, and I'm like, this is like a glimpse of Kelsey's life, and I don't like it.
I know. I was just writing out notes for who's helping watch my kids when I have my baby, and I feel bad. I felt bad just writing it out. I'm like, do they really have to do all these things? This is sad.
I'm the one watching your kids, and no, I'm not doing all the things.
I was gonna say no, they're not gonna
You
do
said
it.
make a list. Well, Mom said make a list.
Yeah,
And
we'll make a list and we'll see what we can do, but your
Yeah.
life is crazy.
You make your list, Kelsey, and she's secretly gonna do nothing with your kids but hang out at home.
Mm-hmm.
And you won't be able to say a darn thing about it.
Yes. No, we'll have fun.
You'll be in your large wheelchair.
I'm not going to be in any wheelchair in the hospital. I'll be in a bed.
Okay, but speaking of baseball, Brooke, tell them what Luke got to do.
Yeah, so prior to opening day, there was like a hit-a-thon fundraiser, and I have like no idea what any of this means because this is my first time going through this whole thing, but Cody kind of knew what it meant, and so he had sent out the fundraiser to like a few of his guy friends and like family friends and stuff. Like, I didn't tell him to, he just did, and so we had quite a few friends and family donate money, which went to the city, it didn't go to us. but it went to Little League. Anyway, opening day happens. All teams are lined up. All players from 12 and under, whatever. And all of a sudden on the microphone, we hear Luke Elder, come on up. And I'm like, what in the world? And it was just him. They weren't a list of people. And it took them saying it 18 times for Cody to even hear what was going on. I was about to be like, why aren't they getting up? So anyway, they come up. And they wanted him to throw the first pitch to the president of Brea Little League. And so he threw it to him and he was being super shy, but it was so cute. And I had to run to the front and videotape because I was not expecting it. And I guess it was because he had raised the most money in his little age group. And then they picked someone from the little ones to come do the opening pitch of the season or whatever. So it was really special, and I was like, oh, all the donations from my friends that I was like, Cody, why'd you ask people to donate? It's not a big deal. It paid off, and it was a really precious moment. So then we were thankful that everyone donated because that was so super special, and he got to keep the ball. So I'm gonna put it in, probably gonna put it in a little glass box.
But it was in front of hundreds of kids, and he's shy.
Everybody.
And he went up there and he threw the ball, and a good throw.
Yeah, the guy was it was a strike or whatever that means, but he threw it good. But yeah, he was so shy. But it was just so special because he went up with Cody, and yeah. Also this weekend, though, Hope had a birthday.
Yes, Hope.
She turned the big 40.
I did.
Yeah, she
What
did.
in the world?
No, I turned 28. And wow.
28.
Do I feel 28?
And how do you feel?
28.
You do?
Yeah.
28.
So what do you want in this next year? What do you want for your 28?
What do you want for your birthday gift? I'm just kidding. I already got you something, but I'm just curious.
I would love to be engaged to the love of my life. And I would love to just kind of start that journey.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
It's a fun journey. And Kayla has been dealing with a naughty bunny.
Why?
I
Her
swear.
bunny is very hormonal.
Yeah, she's very territorial. She also almost put me into anaphylactic shock this weekend because I was cleaning out her hay and I was brushing her hair and doing a whole grooming session. And I got really I'm allergic to cats. Now, if you're allergic to cats, you're probably allergic to bunnies. You probably don't know that, but you are. So, therefore, I am allergic to her. But she's so tiny that it's fine. But I was in her hay and her litter and everything so much that it just, awoke an allergy attack. My nose was running as I was sneezing. My eyes were itching, everything. So, I go in the shower, and then I get out of the shower, and my chest starts getting really tight, and it's, hard to breathe. And I'm like, oh my, what is going, full asthma attack. I needed an inhaler. I was actually worried. I'm like, is this going to get worse? And I need a EpiPen? What's going on? So, that was this weekend. I recovered. It was fine. I could use an inhaler.
She lives to tell the tale.
Yeah, but that was the week. Anyways, we had a great weekend as a family. This weekend and the weekend prior is big family time. And now we're just getting ready for the new baby to arrive. It's such a fun time.
Yes, days away.
Okay, so now that we've updated each other on our lives, Aaron and Wendy, those are our parents. They have celebrated 35 years of marriage this week as we're recording this. And so we just thought, I know we were going to talk about dating and marriage, which we're going to do another episode that kind of dives into that a little bit more. But we just thought we want to dedicate this episode to Aaron and Wendy and just their commitment to marriage for 35 years and their love for each other. And just talk about kind of what we've learned from them and what we've seen and kind of go into also what's kind of funny, what did we expect love to look like as a norm versus what it actually is when we, fell in love ourselves. So that's what we're going to dive into today. Shout out to Aaron and Wendy, and let's jump into love.
Yeah, it's been so cool. I feel I don't know. And I don't know if this is bad to say, but I feel when I hear how many years they've been married, I'm just yeah, okay. It's just not a big deal to me because I don't know. I feel our parents have always had such a solid marriage. It's never felt shaky to us kids or probably to themselves or unstable or anything like that. And that's been such a blessing to us because we've always had such a security in knowing they love each other so much and their marriage is going to be forever. And so when they're getting higher in the years of their anniversary, I'm like, yeah, cool, 35, woohoo. But then like compare that to like a lot of other marriages, and that like is a high number, you know, compared to like how long marriages last these days. So to me, I'm like, whatever, cool. But I know it's like a cool thing, I guess. So
Yeah,
I just love them. But to me, it's like I expect it.
we're like aware that it's not normal, but we're also aware that we're so lucky that feels normal to us to have that example and that kind of marriage to like look at and know that we got that security our whole life of them being together for so long, and they'll continue to be together, and it's not something that we have to worry about.
I feel like Kelsey and Brooke, like, you guys should be the most like impressed with it because you are married. Because me, on the other hand, I'm so impressed. Like, yes, it was normal, and we weren't ever taught to doubt it or didn't have reason to doubt it. But the older I get, the more I realize, like, just because it seemed normal and easy, like, it's actually such a gift and a miracle to stay married for that long. Like, it's impressive.
If I like dive into all the times in my marriage, I can find spots where I would feel like so impressed because mine, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know, whatever. But since I'm not in that spot right now, and we've gone in and out of that spot a million times to where now I'm like, oh, that's just normal. Like, we're actually not going to break up over this kind of stuff. Then I kind of get it. Plus, I've seen that in mom and dad's relationship on occasion where they have their blow-ups, but it doesn't mean it's going to end, and that's how I feel about mine. Like, not because of theirs, but because of experiencing it myself. Now I know, like, just because you might have those moments where you might feel like that, and I don't think Brooke can relate. I don't feel like her marriage has as much of that going on, but but being 10 years, at least for us, we've had plenty of ups and downs, and that's helped us like not really doubt when that goes on that anything's going to change. It is what it is.
I think what we have, like me and Kelsey have in common, and I think what you guys will have when you get married, is that like, I don't know if it's our faith background or mom and dad's example, but like divorce is just not an option at all. Like, of course there's some like grounds that divorce is like needs to happen, but it's just not like part of our conversation. I've never said the word, you don't threaten it. It's just not a thing like on the table. And so I think for me and Kelsey, it's like, yeah, you can have ups and downs, even really low lows, but like that's just not a thing in our minds. Like, we assume we will be married to this person forever. And so just like I assume mom and dad will be married forever, it's like I just see you get married and that's your person forever, unless of course something crazy happens. But like, so I think that's why maybe we see it as like whatever, because like it's just like that's how it goes. You get married and, you know, that's who you're with forever. So.
And I wouldn't even say that I was that way for our whole marriage and relating it to theirs and understanding that, because we would threaten that kind of negative talk sometimes when we would fight at the beginning. And someone told me they went to therapy and was explaining how their therapy was going with like the same problem. And one piece of advice that they got that I took with me forever after that was that if that is an option and it's something that you can just throw out on the table all the time you are going through something, you will fight so much differently for your relationship than when it's not. So right when she said that, because it like really stuck with me because we were so back and forth with that, just being immature, I never did it again. And I'm like, I'll never do it again. Like, that's so true. And then told him, and then he stopped doing that too. And then ever since, we've never done that. It makes such a big difference when that is an option and when it's not. And of course, like Brooke said, there is a time and place when that needs to happen. But otherwise, just for normal stuff, like it's huge if you aren't around divorce and stuff just because you have marital issues, normal marital issues.
And mom and dad never did that either. So I think we also have another like great example growing up of never seeing them fight, and again us feeling like scared they're gonna like split up or anything. That was just never a worry of ours because they never acted like that was an option for them.
Well, yeah, they fought. And they just didn't say those words. They weren't saying that stuff and throwing around those terms, which I'm glad that we stopped doing that at an age where if our kids were to remember our words when we were fighting, that they would have remembered that, because we stopped doing that when they were so young still. So I don't think any of them remember like us saying that. So now they do see us fight, but same thing. I don't think they worry because they don't hear that kind of, those kind of words come out of our mouth when we're fighting. So they just kind of ignore us.
Yeah, and I think that's a huge boundary to have, like a conversation to have when you're in the dating phase. Like once you're serious, like going to be engaged of like, what are our boundaries around the word divorce? Because like we grew up of it's not allowed, like you don't talk about it unless again there's grounds for divorce and all that. But if it's just like fighting or just marital strife or what is like just
the way they call irreconcilable differences or something,
irreconcilable
like
differences like for years on end, that doesn't and this is in our home how we grew up, like it just didn't justify a divorce. And so that conversation with a fiance of understanding where you're both coming from and setting the boundary and the routine for your relationship, I think is super important. Speaking of like norms, what do you guys think is another norm that we saw growing up that once you were in your own relationships or marriage, you were like, oh, this is not normal?
I have a handful of wait, you're supposed to be like this is how my dad was, or you're supposed to be, this is how it's supposed to look, but in all the positive ways. I didn't ever have a lot of like, I didn't want this going into marriage. Everything that they were examples of was marriage wise between the two of them was something that was just a goal in my own. I had to have so many realization type moments and learning with my own husband, because he comes from the complete opposite. No example of anything marriage type for most of his life. There was family members around that he could get a little bit from, but majority nothing. So it's like me coming from my examples and then him coming from his. There was so much like what's it called? We had so much clashing that for a long time. And sometimes even now. But, like, that's all a part. That's something we, again, with our journey have realized it's just a part of learning. It's just a part of relationships. Like, it's not always going to be perfect. Nobody has the perfect everything. You work through what you're given and what you signed up for, and you take your vows seriously or don't do them. And it's been fun to kind of figure out our own path. But I definitely, when you have really positive example, it can be hard if you're expecting that.
Yeah, is one of those things, expecting a like small gift or treat every single day when your husband gets home.
Not anymore, but just the general like, hey, can you do this? Like, okay, yeah, sure. Instead of like in our relationship, it's not exactly that. Different personalities, different guys, different mindsets, years of marriage on top of ours not being as far along. I mean, like from what we can remember witnessing in their marriage, they probably had already been married for so long for stuff that we were like gonna remember
comparing
now. Yeah, and so a lot of it was like already figured out, and they were kind of like in a good spot. So for me, I'm expecting that like right off the bat, not really putting two and two together. Like, well, that might have taken them time to like, maybe dad wasn't that person from the very beginning, and I'm like expecting that, from the very beginning. So taking that into consideration and then not being so hard on my own husband as we learn and grow together.
Yeah, I think that's a hard part, is looking for someone you're expecting kind of what you saw. Like in our case, like someone who's been a husband for, let's say, 20 plus years, when you're dating someone who's never been a husband before. So you can't put those same expectations on the person you're dating. I think that was definitely one of my problems, like in my early dating years, is my expectations were way too high, because I was comparing to like the example I had, which was, someone who'd been married for so long.
Yeah, and we have like one major expectation I had going into marriage that I don't know if it's going to be TMI, but I'll try to keep it very vague. But we knew that my dad is obsessed with my mom, like in all ways, but very much physically. We say it's because he's Hispanic and that's how they are. And like, he's just like obsessed with her, and everybody knows it. And he makes so many jokes, and it's just so funny. And my mom's the classic, like, oh, yeah, you won't leave me alone, things like that, whatever. And it's always just been that dynamic, and it's funny. It makes us laugh, and it's the classic dynamic that most people go into marriage and expect. Like, the guy's going to be chasing me all the time, and I have to say I have a headache, and, that kind of stuff. Well, I entered marriage, so I was expecting that. I was expecting, like, they're going to be obsessed with me, and, like, I'm going to say no, as far as, like, things, read between the lines. And it wasn't exactly like my dad, my husband, and not that it's anything negative, but it just wasn't Aaron. Because Aaron is so extreme, and my husband actually had to, like, teach me, like, I think a lot of the times women think guys are one way, And then my dad's even more, and he actually told me that. He's like, your dad, like, that's not common. And he felt I was expecting that of him because that was my expectation, and he's just not at that level, let's just say that, as far as, like, you know, drive like Aaron. And so that was actually a serious, like, I'd say issue in our marriage in the beginning, because that was like, we couldn't discover that prior to being married. And so we get married, I have these expectations, they're not going like I thought. And
there he goes.
and it was like one of the first things we had to really work through. And then I'm all insecure, and it's like, what in the world? And he's like, I'm sorry, I'm not Aaron. I'm like, so anyway, it was years of like figuring out, and me like accepting, like, that's, you know, he's not my dad. Dad's not normal. And whatever, and that there's such a variation of normal in that regard. So
yeah, and to provide examples of like what she's talking about, like my dad is like constantly telling my mom how obsessed he is with her, how beautiful she is, how he wants her, how he like just wants to spend every minute with her. The second like she wants to go to Target by herself, he gets sad because he says, I don't want to be without you, let me go to Target with you. Like,
oh, let me tell you this one story. One time we were parked at a 7-Eleven, and there was a cop inside 7-Eleven, like a policeman, and Mom was waiting in the car because he went in to get her Diet Coke. And I guess he went in there and he told the cop, go out to the window, knock on my wife's window, and say you're under arrest for being so hot. Oh. And so sure enough, the cop comes out and knocks on the window and tells her that. I think he did it. And then my mom's just like, oh, Aaron. Like, and he was so proud of himself.
No,
so
we
it's like
have
things like that. We're like, oh, that's so funny. And then I think we like expected that from our husbands, like affirmation, physical touch levels being the same, all those kind of things. And that's just not always, you know, all men aren't built the same. And so,
well,
yeah.
Not even like in marriage, it's also in dating.
Yeah.
Since we're growing up like that. Like for me, I love to be massaged. Like, rub my feet, rub my arms, rub my neck, like, all the time. Like, I'll never say no to it. And I grew up seeing my dad do that with my mom. Like an hour massage every single night. She didn't even ask for it. And
to this day.
They'd just be watching TV until this day.
Doesn't he have names for them? Like the Toyota 3000, and it's 3,000 like
so
strokes.
Like he'll do like, oh honey, I'll give you an M50 tonight, or an M like 700 or whatever, and that number dictates how many strokes.
I say, Dad, why don't you just do like 10 minutes? And he's like, no, because I'm doing the amount of strokes and I'm done.
Mom is gonna hate this that we're telling
like,
this.
I would do anything for like an M25, like every day, you know, and it was really hard because like my boyfriend, he's fine, he's so willing to massage me if I ask for it, but I don't.
Oh my gosh, you're literally talking about a conversation that me and my husband had 2 days ago, and we've been married 10 years, and we're still having this talk. When it comes to what Brooke was talking about, like a little bit deeper on that
intimacy level.
Yeah, that has never been a conversation, but it's the physical.
Because your husband is Hispanic.
Okay, but like the physical touch, like the physical attention part has been a problem from the beginning. Like the beginning. And I still have to have conversations with him. Like 2 days ago we had one. Because it stirs up like insecurities for no reason. And I'm like, Henry, I call him Henry because that's his English name. I don't want to feel these things, because these things, like the insecurities it starts to bring me, are not like things that I actually feel. It just like leads me down that path when I start to feel a certain way because of something else. Like, I want to be on the same page. If you don't want to hold my hand every 5 seconds or give me a massage every day because I'm pregnant or whatever, like, is there a problem that we need to talk about?
I know.
And he's just like they's not thinking that at all. It's like not even in their head. And I'm like, and then with the
I know, and then that's where I'm like, but it should be in your heart, and that's why it comes out.
It's in Aaron's head. So
yeah.
Like, it should be in every man's head if you really are obsessed.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you really love me,
that's
love
exactly
me.
what I say. I'm like, okay.
And I
Our poor husbands.
I was like, there is a physiological difference in how it feels when you do it without me asking versus when I'm like, hey, can you rub my neck?
Because
like, it literally feels different.
Because he'll tell me, you just need to ask. It's not a big deal. You just need to ask. I will literally, and I'm like, Henry, I have to ask like 3 other little humans all day long for stuff. I don't want to ask you. Plus, if I ask, okay, I'm not going to ask, period, because I don't want to inconvenience you. And then if you ask me, it's a question like, oh, do you want a foot rub? I'm going to say no because I don't want to inconvenience you. You just have to do it.
You have to force the love on us.
And I get it, like, communication is key, and we do as women have to ask. Like, it's a male brain and a female brain. I understand that it's important to ask, but we're speaking on Aaron and what we saw growing up. And
Which was honestly a disservice to us because Aaron is, again, not the norm. It's not like... even you guys talking about like physical touch, but even just verbal affirmation. Like if I walk walk down the stairs in a new outfit and he doesn't say something like "you look amazing" or "you look hot" or something, I like in my head assume, "Gosh, I must not look great," and it's not.
I don't look good.
Yeah,
I had to learn
all of the above of the tension.
I just want to say,
we're really excited.
It took me a while to learn, like, is that an insecurity in me, or is that like just a norm I'm expecting because that's what I saw my dad do for my mom every single day? And it really is that. It's not that I'm insecure. I know I'm beautiful. I know I look good in this outfit. Like, it's not an insecurity. It's I want to know that you think I look good and I need you to say it, you know.
Or Kelsey, does this happen to you? Like, we will look cute or whatever and they won't say anything, and then like at the end of the night, Cody will say like, "You looked so beautiful in this outfit." I'm like, why didn't you tell me when you saw me? And he's like, well, I was thinking it. And I'm like,
well, maybe your thoughts can come outside of your brain from time to time. I always say what I'm thinking. I don't understand why it's so hard.
Same, but I think that's why we're women.
So, like, one thing is I would be getting ready, and I'd have an outfit on. My dad would, like, come upstairs 10 minutes before we all have to leave and, like, get ready. He'd pass, like, by my door and be like, okay, hottie, like,
yes,
those pants work on you, or, like, something.
Yes.
Just something. It's like he knew.
I'll be getting ready for literally our 1-year anniversary, and my boyfriend will come upstairs, and he'll just be like, "Oh, honey, are you excited for tonight?" I'm just like, "Do I look like?"
Yeah, you're like, first, how do I look?
Yeah.
I think that Dad knew the job at hand with 5 women and really did a good job with that as we grew up.
So it was like their marriage was such an example because of how he treated our mom. But it was also how Dad treated us as daughters.
Yeah.
So we had like these expectations coming from what marriage should be and how a woman should be treated.
It's rough.
In like 2 forms.
Yeah.
And which is amazing and great, and we're
say,
blessed
like,
for that. But
like our husbands and our boyfriends and like these men like can't live up to it. It's just we had an example.
So good, yeah.
Exceeded.
You know what's funny,
and it's
though?
not that they can't do it, it's that we had to learn what is acceptable, like what's not Aaron, what's normal. Yeah,
because like I said, we had this talk 2 days ago, and like he's already trying to improve. It's communication, but I'm like, why does it have to be a conversation?
I know.
That's marriage, baby.
Yes,
sometimes we say Wendy doesn't know how good she has it.
A cute fun fact, our dad learned that from his dad. So it was a passed down thing. So we hope to do that with our husbands and stuff.
And that's another like blessing is the like generational like marriage examples we have. Like our even great grandpa and grandma on our dad's side, and then grandma and grandpa, and then mom and dad, and then so far the marriages in these 4 people, and then we have all our kids seeing these marriages, and so it's just been generations of like faithful, loving, Christ-centered relationships, and I think that's huge, especially for our kids. Like, it's such a gift because we know how much it's been a gift to us. Let's just give a little like story time for Aaron. It's his love for my mom, and bring up the fact that he is Karen Sharp's. Is it Karen Sharp?
Yes.
Biggest fan.
103.5 The Coast. He calls in every chance he gets, and it's odd because he gets in every time he calls. It's been 4 or 5 times that he's been the winner, and he gets to give a speech on his wife and how much he loves her, and then he wins some like diamond or concert tickets. One even happened when I was in labor with Claire in the hospital, minutes from pushing her out. He's on the phone with Karen Sharp in the labor and delivery room because he was in there And he's telling Karen Sharp, I'm about to have a grandbaby. We don't know if it's a girl or a boy, but I'll let you know. And Karen Sharp was so excited. And he was just talking about all his grandkids. And it comes from Wendy,
And
his wife.
And he starts crying
Yeah,
every
crying.
time.
Yeah. And I'm like, Dad, I'm like shaking with my epidural. And my dad's on the with the Coast 103.5 love songs. And I didn't care.
One time he won concert tickets, and him and my mom, and then me and the person I was dating, we went with them. So it was like a double date thing. We went to Morongo, I think.
Yeah.
Morongo Casino. He was so excited to meet Karen Sharp. Like the whole night, he's like, what should I say to Karen when I meet her? And what do you think she'll recognize my voice? Like, he was so obsessed. And then turns out she wasn't there. He was so sad. But yeah, the Karen Sharp obsession is next level.
It's just becoming like a thing. Like, of course, he's on the radio again,
And
talking
it's so
about
funny.
Wendy.
It's so funny because that's his radio of choice because it's centered around love, and he's so obsessed with love. And it doesn't spin like insecurities in my mom at all because he can be like that about Karen Sharp, but like he's so crazy about my mom too, where she's just
That
like, whatever.
too, yeah. Yeah, he's so like obsessed with her that like yeah. Also, let's talk about the fact he shaved a W in his hairy chest, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Or like any
he
of
shaved a
her
W
birthdays,
for Wendy.
any anniversaries, any birthdays. He was like, "What daughter will come into the garage
Shave
and
me."
Yeah, shave her initials in my body hair."
It's when we were younger,
he's-
like when we were teenagers. That was the thing. We would get the big clippers because he had a lot of hair, and he would
He's a
shave
bear.
the big W, or he would shave a heart into his chest. That was a lot. I feel like we're really pumping him up, which we should. 100%. He's great. But let's talk.
Well, to pump him down, here's another funny thing he did.
Yeah.
My mom had a pink Volkswagen Bug she got when she was 16, I think. And they took that into marriage. And then one day he came to her and told her he sold it. It was her car. And he just sold it without telling her or asking her. I don't know why he sold it. I think they needed money. And that's been like the story of the life. Like, you sold my bug. And I think a few years ago he brought her like a little pink bug keychain in like his apology.
That's sad.
So, isn't that sad?
Yeah, he has had some mistakes. When he proposed to my mom, he did not have a ring. He did not have a plan. He
was in a car in the dark.
in the driveway, in his parents' driveway, and he
But
lit-
you want to know how precious it was? He said, I don't have a ring. I don't have a lot of money, but I have two hands. Something about like that will work to provide for your whatever for the rest of your life. Whatever. I just know about something about his two hands.
Yeah, he said I have two
and
hands.
she said, give me a few days to think about it.
so
Hope he's gonna
ridiculous.
crash out.
Yeah, no.
Precious. I think it's precious.
Okay, well then to pump mom up in this marriage that she's been through this whole time, of course, it doesn't sound like it's been that hard because he's been awesome. But he's also like very much a spaz, very
Yeah.
much a bunch of crazy things that she just has to like, you know, get
Deal with,
through.
yeah.
Yeah, and she's like more gentle, like soft personality, so they balance each other out, and he's lucky to have her so that she sticks around for all of his ups and downs and crazies and growing and changing, because like we were saying earlier in the episode, they are probably not always what we have seen, but they got there, and they got there because both of them were willing to.
Yeah, and Wendy just stuck by his side like through everything. Like our family has had ups and downs with different things, whether it be raising four different girls or financial struggles or whatever it is. And my mom has like without wavering stood by his side, supported him, even if she thought maybe it wasn't the best decision for our family or whatever. Like she has built a confidence in him that has allowed him to lead our family and allowed him to be the man he is. So my mom has more grace and like patience than like anyone I know. And
Yeah, like now being married, I see things through like a wife's eyes now and not a daughter. And I'll see some of the things my dad does or the way he communicates or doesn't communicate. And I see it differently now. And I'm like, Mom, like, because she'll say, like, he's always been like this. I'm like, how have you, like, dealt with this? Or how is this okay? Because it's still happening right now. She's just like, I don't know. When I was young, I had a lot more patience. And as we get older, like, it's wearing thin. But, like, yeah, no, I, like, look at her. I'm like, how? With just some of the things that, like, you know, not serious things, but, like, little things that would, like, super be, like, that's stopping or whatever.
yeah, like one of the
But-
things is anytime you ask him like what time will you be home from work or even just from
Yeah.
Home Depot on a Saturday, he will give a time And it is always at least 30 minutes to an hour past that time.
That is mean.
Or if mom's having a party or we're having anything, he'll say, when the party's like about to start, he'll say, and if say it's just family, he'll be like, so I invited so-and-so. And my mom will be like, it was just family, but okay, why didn't you tell me? He's like, I didn't think they would come. That happens all the time. He invites guests to my mom's house without saying anything.
And he makes
And his
plans
excuse
without
is,
telling
I don't think
her.
they would come.
And then makes plans without telling her. It's just, of course, there's a handful of things. Everybody has their marriage things, and they have their moments of even today still trying to get through some of their issues from time to time. But that just is another great example for us to feel like that kind of stuff is also so normal, so that when we got into marriage, we weren't like experiencing this maybe picture perfect
yeah.
kind of thing, or where people hide their fights and problems from their kids for whatever reason they think that's beneficial. But to have it in front of our faces so that we can also go through that and not waver, and because we know it's normal and whatever, has been also so great, because they're not like fake and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Okay, what do you guys think is one thing that maybe you saw growing up or you learned about love that you didn't realize how much you appreciated it until you were older, and until now?
how much security you get from a guy who is willing to work so hard for you and your family, and to make sure you guys have everything that you need.
I could cry.
Yes, and that is Uncle E.
It's Dad, Uncle E, it's Cody.
I think for me, having a husband who truly treats you like Jesus treats the church, like just serves me and our family and puts himself second always, or last. Like, I mean it, like he's never thinking about himself. It's just me first, asking what I need, doing things without me asking or whatever. And it's like, I don't know, it's really cool. It's been like a solid 7 years we've been married, and it just has always been that way. And I'm like, wow, like this is what Jesus intended marriage to be. And he lives that out like all the time. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like always impressed still. 7 years later, I'm like, I don't deserve this.
Yeah. That foundation of treating your wife as God treated the church, like if you live or stand by that, and I'm not even saying ours is like that, but it's not far off. And but if you do stand by that, like that's like you got nothing to lose in marriage, like that. That's all you need.
Yeah, and I think one of those aspects of that, like how Christ serves the church, one of the aspects is selflessness. And I think for me, that's one thing that I, in my relationships, realized is like something I'm so value from learning and seeing growing up. And I really think if you just try to outserve your spouse or your partner, and they're doing that in return, it's going to be really powerful in your relationship. And so focusing on selflessness, and I saw that in mom and dad for sure.
Also, if you don't have in the back of your head why you're being selfless for the other person, that can drive a feeling that you're doing. If they stop or the other one stops, can drive that resentment feeling that you're doing something that they're not. So keeping in mind, why am I being selfless? Is this because I want it in return? Is this because I want to be even on the playing field? Because that is a whole other problem that will just unravel. So, like, having your reason of doing that it doesn't matter what the other person is doing, that you always be that way.
Yeah, in premarital, they always said don't be 50-50, you be 100-100. And so that's how we've always seen it. It's never 50-50, I do this, so you do that. It's just like, I'm everything for you and you're everything for me. And then, yeah, like Kelsey said, both of you win.
Because it's so easy to do that. In our marriage, we do that a lot, and it's really bad. It's a bad habit. We know it's wrong, and we do that a lot. And we're always trying to work on it because the comparing thing and the...
Well, it's so easy. Like, that's just our human hearts.
Yeah.
Like, we're like that. If you're not going to be like that with your husband, you'll be like that with your friends or, family members. Like, that's just in us, so... I think it's such a common thing.
Yeah, and I know there's a lot of different demographics listening. Like, we have young people and older married people. Some of you probably been married for more than 35 years. Like, but hopefully this conversation, some of you might feel it as like, a takeaway and encouragement, and others, like those of you that are married, like hopefully this just speaks to the example that you are to your kids and to those around you, like loved ones around you, and just keep fighting the good fight and continue just to show that like selfless love, because it impacts a lot of people. I know there's couples that aren't even my parents that their relationship for each other really impact me and how I see others. And also, if you're not married or like you've been divorced or something like that, like that doesn't mean you won't be married again. Or even if you're dating, like how you're loving that person in that relationship. Like Hope said, every relationship is so important and it's very vulnerable, and how we're treating each other is always a message to the people around us that are watching. And so whatever stage you find yourself in.
And like you always can like, you can like always do better too. Like say you had a relationship that didn't work out, or you were in a different season of life where you weren't in a place to love someone like you are now or whatever. Or the person you were with wasn't very healthy to love you in the way you needed. You can always like start new, and yeah, it's never too late.
Okay. We hope you enjoyed this conversation. Kelsey, go get some rest because we don't want you to go into labor before your due date. Okay, but for reals, we talked about dedicating this to mom and dad. So mom and dad, we love you. Thank you for your commitment to marriage, your commitment to us. We couldn't be more grateful.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Bye.
Love you, mommy. Bye.